What's up, YouTube? It's me, Chicken Master. Kind of decided it was time to do this. We have the review of the pretty new Warrior Ritual M3 RTL. So this is the top of the line stick from the Ritual line, from the Ritual M3 line. So I wanted to go through this video and review it. I want to be a little bit faster than the agent review. I feel like that one was a little too long, so let's just get right into it. All right, to start off, this has hands down been one of my favorites to use. I've been using it in my games at Big Bear with Bear Green ever since I got it. And big thing I love about this is it's shiny. One of the big knocks that I gave the agent was that it didn't have the like the glossy feel of the player agent. Now it kind of makes sense. Usually that glossy kind of comes with some texture, and I think for Bauer, you're right, their grip texture, you don't want that on a gold stick as much. But I kind of knocked some points off for that. But this stick is beautiful. It is just shiny, reflective. Originally, I was actually wanting the V3 Pro Plus, which is the top spec of the Ritual V3 line. That's what I was actually originally kind of looking for. And I was going to kind of debate the two. And so, because I wanted to do that one with it's like white, it has the iridescent like warrior going across. So this one doesn't have quite as much, but it's very shiny, very reflective, and I really like the black. I think just as a stick, I think that just always is going to be my go-to. Kind of like with my V2E Goalie stick from Warrior. Very, very similar to that in terms of feel and stuff. So, but anyway, the front side got the Warrior. On the back of the paddle, you have the Warrior, the RM3 across. So, really pretty cool. Very shiny. You'll notice it's got the slide grip here. Not very, very textured. I'd say compared to the Bauer, there's not as much grip going on. I kind of like that a little bit more than the Agent. I like a stick that has a grip here, but I also like it that it's not too grippy, because especially when it comes to things like poke checks, stuff like that, you want it to slide out fast without just letting go. You want to be able to move, but then when you come back in, you want to be able to grab it and feel it. So I think this one's a pretty solid balance of the two. It's slightly more, a little bit more to it than like the V2E that I have, but one, that's an older design. Two, it's older in general. It's seen some more use. But colors, really, really pretty. This kind of greenish blue with the silver background. Really, really pretty. The camera's not going to do it enough justice. This is a gorgeous looking stick. As you go up, all the lettering and decals on the shaft are also a reflective silver. Gorgeous. So, from there, one of the things I like about this stick is on my other Ritual, it's up at the top is where all the information is. The paddle, the curve, a lot of stuff's sitting up here. So when I tape it, I don't see it. So if I forget for a minute what it is, I forget. This one's nice. They brought it down a lot lower. It's now on more of that personalization kind of spot that you would have. So then it's up here. So with that, let's get into the specs of this stick. This is a 26-inch, and there's a good story behind that. So the Bauer Agent is a 25. My V2E from Warrior is a 25. The Agent's a little bit shorter on the shaft, so it lines up weird on the thing, but for the most part, those are pretty close, with my V2E being just a little bit, I don't remember, it's just wonky, right? But they're close enough. This is a 26. I was going in, I didn't know that Warrior changed their sizing. They now fit a more generic sizing like CCM, Bauer, True, right? They kind of fit that more normal sizing now. Whereas they used to be you had to go a size up to be that, So a 26 would have been a 25. It's still very similar. I feel like they kind of found a good middle ground of that. Because this compared to the Agent is just, the paddle is just slightly taller. It's like not even an inch taller. It really is like half an inch to 3/4 of an inch taller. So honestly, like paddle sets, I haven't really noticed a difference, and that's been great. Granted, I'm also not the greatest hockey goalie out there, so a slight change in the paddle length isn't probably actually going to be much noticeable to me. I suck either way. But I should mention that if you are looking to get something like this and you're using a previous Warrior, actually check the sizing, take in your old stick, compare them, because if it means a lot to you, you will notice that difference, right? So, but for me, not a deal breaker. So it's a 26, and honestly, I love it. One of the things I do like is the shaft. The shaft is a little bit longer than the Agent. I like that. I like the short shaft of the Agent. It makes sense why they did that, but I like a little bit longer of a shaft. It, I feel like I'm getting more stick saves with this on here. Anyway, so again, this is the RTL. So again, top of the line, it'll tell you right up here, RTL. The one below I think is Pro, and the differences between those two, not much. They're both going to have this weird shaft shape. See if I can get an angle look. So it starts out square. As you go down on the back side of the shaft, it goes from that square to an angle. It's almost like a three-sided shape to it. Kind of a concave. Like, if you're thinking of, like, the Nexus Sync and stuff like that, it's the total opposite. It indents. It's weird, but there's a point to it. Let me go grab my glove really quick. Alright, got my glove on. The whole point of this shaft is, right, you're grabbing up here. This whole angle is supposed to help you pinch and hold it a lot better, right? It is supposed to help kind of guide in right there where you were pinching in, putting a little extra pressure on. I'm not the greatest at playing the puck, but I can tell you, it makes a difference. It really does. And so, yeah, as you're going to play it, it kind of finds that a little bit better. I mean, if you're really grabbing it, it grabs a little bit better. I would say a lot better even than the Agent. So, from puck playing wise, I've noticed a difference. I haven't done a lot of puck playing in some of my games, so I don't have a lot of footage of that, but in practices I've been doing some stuff. So, but it fits really, really good on that. So then, as you go to play, you actually are now you have an actual solid holding point to go. So, huge points for that. That is probably the biggest thing from this stick that you're going to notice between this and the Pro, but especially from this one, is that. So I wanted to really go into detail on that because this is so cool. Even when I was buying it, the guy at Pure Hockey was like, "Have you ever tried this shaft shape before?" And I had not. And so he was like really excited. He's like, "Are you excited?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm excited because it's totally different from something I've ever used before." So really need to go into that really quick. That is one of the biggest features of this stick. So also, this thing is light. It's not as light as the Agent, and I'm okay with that. But it's really light. Like, it really does have some lightness, but it feels solid. It feels like, even with the weird shaft, I don't feel like the shaft's gonna break on me. I was more worried about the Bauer shaft, the Agent shaft, than I was worried about this thing. I have the Agent over there, that's why I'm pointing over there. So really, like, if you're worried about this, I really don't think it's gonna be that big a deal. I've taken some shots directly to the front of this, and it really hasn't been too big. One thing though that this stick doesn't have that the V3s do, and that is their like Vibex feel. So their dampening system. It's gonna, like, you're gonna feel any shot on any stick. You're gonna feel it. Like, even with the Bauer Agent, that's supposed to have like the best dampening from any stick, you're still gonna feel it. This one doesn't have that tech that like the V line's gonna have. But honestly, especially again for me, not a big difference maker, so I'm not too worried about it. Does have, I'm gonna put this down. It does have their Minimus Carbon in it. It's Warrior. They do that for their lacrosse shafts. They do it for their hockey sticks. It's all that nice fancy stuff. I mean, really, that's it. That's all I have left. I really like it. It's a very pretty stick. I really think it is. And the thing that's nice about this pretty stick, is the features that it does have backs that up. And again, compared to the Agent, I'm much more confident with this stick. I'm not as worried about this stick. Some of that might be, I bought a top of the line stick. I was freaked out about it. It hasn't really broken. So now that with my second one, I am really more confident. I don't know if that's part of it, but honestly, for me, this stick is better. It's a little bit cheaper, which is nice. I think this was at $320. It's $60 cheaper than the Agent, which is a huge actually difference maker. Honestly, $60. Like when I went to buy this, I kind of was like, oh yeah, that's right, it's $320, but it wasn't the $380 that I had to drop on the Agent. I didn't have to, I chose to. But regardless, right? I feel like it's a little bit cheaper. Honestly, I feel like I'm getting more confidence and more just a little more performance out of it. I will give the Agent again, like this isn't comparison, but like with the Agent, right? Like it boasts all these high end performances. Yeah, you feel it, like you'll notice it, but it's like honestly at the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, Agent limited run, this will keep going. I don't know what it is, but I keep going back to Warrior, lacrosse and hockey wise. It's something about Warrior sticks, man. Like I'm not a big Warrior protective. I've mentioned that before, and I'll keep mentioning it till the day I die until Warrior fixes it and can prove me wrong. And Warrior, if you are paying attention and you want to prove me wrong, I am open to conversation on that. But until then, right, Warrior protective, especially for lacrosse, I'm not very confident in. I've had issues, but their lacrosse sticks always have performed for me. Literally, my favorite face-off head right now is Warriors face-off heads. Literally, my favorite shafts right now are Warriors burn shafts. Like, Warrior is killing it in that department for me in lacrosse. In hockey, when it comes to playing goalie especially, they're killing it here too. They keep bringing me back, and I don't know how to stop it, and I'm not going to complain about it either because their sticks absolutely rock. Their sticks are gorgeous. Their sticks are great. And there's just something about them, man. Something about them. So that's really my review on the RM3 RTL. It's a good shit. It's a good stick. This is the shit, honestly. And so, if you have any questions on anything that I didn't, that you think I might have missed, or anything to add, again, just let me know in the comments. You're more than welcome to ask questions and let me know, whatever. Until then, yeah, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.